Total body is a unique class format which combines a mind-body focus with exercise combinations to improve strength and flexibility. The slower blended exercise style removes the momentum factor, allowing muscles to be better engaged in movement and the mind to become more aware. Sequences are designed to lengthen, strengthen, and tone muscles using flowing patterns to induce relaxation while exercising. The result? A workout where participants feel totally worked but totally relaxed.
Hi, I'm Janine Robertson and really pleased to be helping you start your fitness program. This video contains information and exercises that I've developed from 15 years as an aerobics instructor and 8 years as a massage therapist. There are two parts to the video. The first is for the real beginner, or perhaps the older person who hasn't exercised in a long time. The second part is more strenuous and with more strengthening and stretching exercises. Both parts do use the Power 8 bands, but if you find trouble along the way, just drop the band and get used to the exercise without the band, and you can respond as your body allows you to. Working with me also is Kit Lachlan, author of 2 books, Overcome Neck and Back Pain and Posture and Flexibility. Some of his exercises and stretches are included in the video. Let's begin. The most important thing is to try not to imitate just the form that I take, but try and feel what I describe to you in terms of sensations of stretch or work. And we'll catch up with Kit a little later on. Let's get started. First of all, as always, posture is the rule. Let's check our sitting position. Lower back should be at the back of the chair with the belly button lightly pulled in, so you've got abdominal engagement in all forms of the exercise. Let's bring the shoulders back, but relaxed and down. A little bit of Alexander technique. Imagine the head's floating away from the body. It's tall and long. So there's good posture, but in a relaxed way. Let's start by warming up fingers, just letting the toes wriggle, and heel-toe action to warm up the calf muscles and the shins. Okay, let's move up. Heel tap to go further up the calf muscle, lengthen it out, contract the shin. Let's take that to the side. You may want to sit a little bit further forward on this one to extend the leg. Feel the thigh working a little bit harder, or you can sit back and keep it small. Let's move up again, more into the inside of the thigh. Just reaching down as far to the ankle as you can. You may want to come to the knee first of all, and then take it further down. The beauty of doing this exercise sitting down is that you can control the abdominal work quite well just with some abdominal bracing. Once again, try not to imitate my form, but actually feel the inner thigh do some work to lift, and the abdominals do a lot of that stabilisation. Let's try it in just straight knee up form. We're going to take the work more to the sides of the abdominals. We're not trying just to lift up, we're trying to pull inward and up. Just carefully but gently pressing the back of the lumbar spine into the chair as you lift. That will ensure even more abdominal engagement. Okay, let's take that to the muscles behind the thigh when we kick out. To do it slowly is much harder than going fast. You can almost feel and see the muscles responding to the work. Belly button pressed inward. The main muscles you're working is the thigh to lift, the back of the thigh to pull back in. And it's a great stretch on the way out as well. Pull the toes back and feel the lengthening in the back of the leg as you work the front of the leg. Every stretch is a work combination in one way or another. Terrific. Let's slide the hands down the side of the chair, keeping your back against the chair. We're loosening shoulders, getting a little bit of work down the side of the body as well. Let's introduce some of the movements we're going to use with the resistance bands. Keeping the elbows back against the chair, open and close. Squeeze the shoulder blades as you pull back. And use a little bit of the chest as you pull inward. You can take that further up, stretching back, crossing over, stretching back, squeezing the shoulder blades as you pull back. A lot of people find this does fatigue the shoulders, so we are going to take a stretch initially to help reduce that. A great neck stretch can be achieved by tilting the head towards that right shoulder, placing the left hand under the chair to help stabilise the stretch and keep the left shoulder down. You can achieve a stronger stretch by gently pulling the head that little bit further away or pushing the hand into the chair. Just be careful, it can be a very strong stretch for some people, but very worthwhile. Let's gently come out of that, roll the shoulder. Let's take the left side. Tilt the head to the left, draw that right hand under the chair, and gently draw the head a little bit further away, or push the hand into the chair. One side's often tighter than the other, so always take care, but very worthwhile stretches. And slowly coming out of that. Okay, just introducing some of the band work. Chest expansion. We're going to bring the arms across, pull back, squeezing the shoulder blades, crossing the hands again, and squeezing back. One more time. Squeeze back. Last time. Good stuff. Everything's warm now, so I'm going to bring a Power 8 band in and show you how they're best used. Technique with the bands is very important. One main thing to remember is the hand grip. Always loose with the fingers spread out and the wrist neither flexed nor extended, in nice neutral position. With the foot, whenever the band is around the feet, if you're stepping onto it, step on to the foam piece. If it's wrapped around your foot or ankles, just make sure that the foam piece is on the side of the ankles. I'll describe one exercise to you now while we're in this position, sitting back into the chair, elbow by your side, and a nice bicep curl. In this exercise, you're trying to keep the elbow down but lift the hand to the shoulder as far as comfortable. If the elbow lifts, you will lose a lot of your bicep work and just load the shoulder, which is not what we want to do here. Terrific. Let's try the other hand. You don't need to change foot position on this. As long as you keep the elbow by the side, lift and lower as smoothly as you can. The smoother, the more control, the better the workload. Excellent. We'll come back to some more arm work in a moment. Let's bring the band around the sides of the ankles, just popping the foam piece on each outside ankle. There's some great things you can do here, starting with a side tap. To begin with, I'm going to keep my posture by keeping the belly button into the back of the chair, and that way you can feel the stabilisation provided in this exercise and you can focus on the thighs working. So you can tap out with the foot flat, and as you get more confident, leaning further out, sitting forward on the chair, but ensuring that good posture. Chest up and out, abdominals in, shoulders relaxed. Let's bring the posture back. Another couple of good exercises. The first is a leg extension. We're switching on the muscles of the quadricep here by carefully bringing the knee out and in. The toe needs to point forward here so that the work is nice and balanced for the thigh. Great exercise. Let's swap legs. One may be stronger than the other, and it will let you know on this exercise, and that's knowledge well learnt. That's excellent. Just to balance that up, Bring the hamstring behind, just providing a sensation of what it feels like to work the opposite muscle, behind the thigh, just with a little squeeze. Body stays tall, particularly if your lower back comes off the back of the chair as mine is now. Good work. We're going to take the band off now. So gently pull around, lift the leg, pull through, and let's go back to some upper body work. On a chest expansion exercise with nice neutral wrists, straight arms is very essential here. Let's open the band as far as comfortable, pulling the shoulders back, and then gently releasing forward. Try not to let the band spring back. You've got control every inch of the way here. One more time. And last time. That feels great, doesn't it? Let's bring it on to a rotator cuff exercise. This is really important for shoulder stability. One hand at the stomach to keep the band firmly in place, elbow by your side. Let's keep that 90-degree angle for the elbow here and gently pull out. A great stabilizing exercise for the front and the back of the shoulder. Palm is open, fingers are relaxed. We're not using the forearm muscles here. We're focusing on the shoulder. Let's try the other side on that one. So hand at the midline, elbow 90 degrees. Focusing on the shoulder work. Abdominals still in support. Can never get enough reminders about the abdominal work. Excellent. We're going to take it up a little bit now, bringing the band above the head. Nice relaxed wrists. We're going to pull down one side at a time, keeping the arms straight and providing even pressure with the whole of the arm to pull through with the back muscles to help pull the band down. The angle at the side's really important, so you're not loading the front of the shoulder. We're spreading the work out through the middle and back. Terrific. Let's relax the arms. Let's take that shoulder stretch in between. Just loosen through. You may want to pull the wrist under here. That will help just relax those forearm muscles. Terrific. While we're here also, let's do the double arm lat pull down. The exercise that we've just done, but with both arms together, is a much more powerful exercise, so be a little bit careful. But it's one that provides great work. Let's keep those wrists nice and neutral, a loose grip on the band. Try and work from the shoulder. If you find this is too heavy, just pop the band down and do it without band, just for a few repetitions until you feel stronger with it. That's great. Let's pop the band down for a moment and stretch some of those muscles. Hands on the knees. Let the chin come to the chest and the body slump forward. Let's take a firmer grip on the knees with the hands and gently pull the body away. Then breathe out, relax. Let the body slump a little bit further forward back. And let's do it again. Pull the hands into the knees. Creates a great stretch up the back of the neck and the upper spine. And release. Now, some of these exercises can actually be done on a fitball, which makes them much more powerful because the fitball provides an unstable base at which your muscles have to work to provide the stability. I will show you that now, and I'll get Kit to help me with cueing and technique. Just before we check form and positioning on the ball, I will mention that each of the exercises on the ball can be done with the ball on a mat or a cushion. That will provide less of an unstable base and a good initiation to how the fitball feels. It is really important for safety reasons to have somebody behind you whilst you're working on the ball so that the ball doesn't slip away, and Kit will be doing that for me for the exercises that I'm showing you here. Now for form, the most important thing. We're going to bring our body into good alignment, and Kit will show you how it is best to have just one finger's hand space there and one hand space behind the neck.
So I suggest you check the lumbar spine space first, fit a hand in between the stick and the spine, and then ask the person to pull the tummy back slightly and hold that form in position. In other words, we're cueing the deep abdominal muscles to hold this part of the trunk stable. Then we check this part, and as you can see here, there's a little bit too much space in between the neck and the stick if we want roughly the same hand spacing. So we say, Janine, lift this part of your chest up, and as you can see, that's reduced the space considerably. And the entire time she's working on the ball, she tries to hold this form.
It's not easy, but it's a great tool for postural enhancement. Initially, when you start doing exercises where one foot comes off the ball, try holding the ball first with one hand to allow just that extra ability to stabilise. We try and keep the hips still on the fitball to enhance the abdominal work. And as you get more used to it, having the hands off is certainly more challenging and requires much deeper abdominal engagement to stabilise. A way to start is by just trying one heel off at a time, getting used to it that way. Heel off. And even there, you can feel abdominals work just to hold you stable on the ball. Let's try a leg extension. The slower you go, once again, the harder it is. Your body's got to work with one leg off the ground to hold you on the ball.
Notice the whole time Janine is holding this part of her trunk stable while other parts of her body do work. That's what this exercise is supposed to be for.
And hands off the ball, once again, even more challenging. Small movements are very powerful on the Swiss ball. Let's try the taps out. You may choose to come a little bit further forward on the ball if you want to fully lengthen the leg, or you can keep it sitting further back if that's better for your posture. Your partner can help cue you on that, as well as having a mirror in the room.
Now try it without your hands on the ball and trying to keep the hips as stable as possible. That's a bit more difficult, isn't it?
Much more difficult. You can really feel the abdominals have to kick in. You can try different planes of movement, reaching up, opening muscles, working and stabilising on the ball. Let's try some rolling exercises. Pelvic tilt feels terrific on the ball. The ball works with you in this case. Moving from side to side, loosening the hips. And a figure eight is that little bit harder again. The flow is what creates the work. The body often jumps through its tighter bits and it just doesn't feel as smooth. But that's where trying to maintain that smooth form is the key to body mechanical improvement.
And now Janine will go through those same rolling actions but with one foot off the ground, which makes this a very challenging set of exercises indeed. And I'll put my hand behind the ball here just in case she slips.
It's really important to draw the abdominals in first before you take one foot off in this circumstances, because you're not only stabilising, you're moving. And Kit's help's very necessary in this case, because you're loading one side and you'll often find one side is just more stable than the other. Because muscle weighs 2.5 times more than fat, your strongest side is always heavier. and it's a tendency to roll to that heavier side. But once again, that's the perfect reason to use the Swiss ball to help identify and balance those strength patterns. You can lift up rather than tap. More challenging again, because you don't have that foot planted for support.
Then try the pelvic tilts and the figure eights.
With one foot off the ground. Beautiful exercise, the pelvic tilt with one foot off. You can really feel that extra work and that extra support required.
Change legs now. And you can see that even somebody who experiences Dunine has a preferred side of working. And one of the great values, one of the great advantages of working on a Swiss ball is it helps you identify left-right imbalances.
Great work.
Excellent.
Let's finish today's session with some lovely rotational stretches. This is what really enhances mobility of the spine. Just always make sure you support yourself down into any rotational stretch by popping the hand on the knee, the other hand, bring it further down and further down again. So you've got the fingers spread out, the weight evenly balanced between the hands. Let's take the right hand on the right knee and turn the body into the stretch. As if you're looking towards the ceiling, towards something behind you. Beautiful stretch for the back and the neck. Gently release, place the hand down, the other one on the knee, and let's turn into it. And slowly releasing, hands down, supporting yourself on the way up. There's one more great rotational stretch. I'm going to swing around to show you this one. Have your body supported by the chair. Bring that left arm around, wrap it around the chair, and turn from the upper body a little bit more this time. Great for between the shoulder blades and some mobility work for the lower back. Let's swing around and show you on the other side. Body supported, wrap the hand around through, turn your body through, and you may feel a difference between one side, and that's a good thing. If you feel that one side's tighter, just hold that stretch a little longer. Gently pull away. Well, that's it for your first session. Well done. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. With regard to the number of repetitions, it is really valuable to do more repetitions for the weaker side. Over time, that will help ensure a greater balance to your general strength and mobility. In this video, for example, in some exercises, I have done more on one side than the other to help achieve that balance. In part 2 of this video, I'll introduce you to the main steps used in a normal aerobics class and in the total body video. We shall start with a general warm-up, just moving from side to side. Let's just keep the arms moving, stretching, and let's take it up and around. Even in this position, feet are facing forward, movements are loose, just exploring the space, getting used to the rolling and the movement of smoothness as you exercise. Let's take the toes wider and more balance from one side to the other side. This is much harder than it looks because you're putting body weight to one part and the body has to stabilise in that position. Let's try a normal squat now, where we challenge the body by moving the arms across the plane of the body. Now let's focus on squatting technique. Knees hip width apart, weight through the heels of the feet. The knees should turn neither in nor out, and abdominals in is the best way to use the squat. Let's take that to the toe tap again. Loosen the shoulder by dropping gently down without leaning forward. We're just taking a gentle roll to the side to lengthen the shoulder, and once again work through the side of the leg. I'll introduce you to a gentle side lunge, not a wide one as we commonly use, but just to the feeling of transferring the weight from one side of the body to the other without leaning forward, by taking the weight through the heel of the feet and centering it all through the movement. As we get stronger, use the arms, which adds more weight to the movement, more stabilisation required. Let's take that into a more flowing toe tap, and let's turn it to the side. Now this one, once again, can be much harder than it looks. We're transferring the weight from front to back now. The most common thing is for that back toe to turn outward. We want to keep the back toe facing in so that the body is lengthened as we reach forward and works to pull back. Let's see how many muscles we can get involved in this exercise. Pointing the toe contracts the calf muscle a little bit. Let's also try and squeeze from the muscles right up the back of the thigh. Once again, let's check the position of that back toe, facing forward. A beautiful move commonly done in aqua is to rock the weight from front to back. Once again, it's just more challenging with one foot off the floor. Good form is really crucial here, so it'd be great to have a mirror or a partner with you, checking your form along the way. More challenging again. One foot opposite in front and opposite behind. Core strength, really helping stabilise the change from one position to the other. Let's use a transfer position where one arm comes to the opposite knee. This can feel unusual at first. Opposite hand to knee. And if so, just keep the arms wide and gently bring one hand down. The flowing movement of the arms just provides for that extra level of work. Let's bring the knees forward and hold a stretch for a moment. Having the arms behind is a good chance to focus on technique here for the abdominals. We're trying to tilt the pelvis slightly under. Each time we lift the knee, makes the abdominal work so much stronger, puts the body in great position. The heel of the foot firmly plants, the weight spread out as we lift. That's great. Let's take that rock to the other side now. Toe to heel, heel to toe. Stretch it right out. Get the calf involved with the toe point. Let's work it further up. Squeeze the muscles up the back of the leg as well. Reach forward, draw back. You're lengthening and strengthening a number of muscles in this combination. Becomes more challenging when one foot lifts. Abdominals in particular have to work harder. One side, particularly your stronger side, may be harder to balance on. That's good. And let's try the version opposite hand to ankle, front and back. And another reminder on those abdominals, particularly in this exercise. That's good. Let's try elbow to knee again, but this time the back of the hand. That just helps the shoulder not to roll inward. And then let's focus on the side of the abdominals, being used to bring the knee across. As I said in the introduction, don't try to copy my form, but try and feel the abdominals work in this position. Draw the knee up using the muscles of the waist. Let the foot land gently down. Reduce the impact by imagining you're landing in sand and trying not to make an imprint. That's great. Knee up involves a lot of hip flexion. These muscles can get tight over time. So I'm going to introduce you now to the concept of a standing pelvic tilt, where the pelvis rolls under, the muscles of the backside contract quite strongly, as do the very lower abdominals as you draw the navel in towards the body. A lot of people find it useful to bring their hands under at the same time. The back heel lifting up and down just allows the pelvis to roll that little bit more. Some people prefer to do heel down, but that does restrict the movement. Let's try the other side. Check positioning of the feet, rolling the pelvis under. You may choose to push the palms away this time. Just to get the tricep warmed up, the bands which we are going to use in a moment. If you feel one side more strongly at the front of the hip in this exercise, that's probably your tighter side. So you may even want to hold the position under and encourage the stretch through the lengthening and the hold of that pelvic tilt. Beautiful exercise to help with hip stability. Okay, introducing you to a kick. Really important to draw the abdominals up as the leg lifts, and to just keep strong while you're pulling the leg out and in. The slower, the stronger. It takes much more work from stabilising muscles to do something slowly than to do it fast. That's great. Let's reverse that. Just lift the leg a little bit and then press the heel down at the back. Beautiful exercise to balance any forward hip movement, as we're just lengthening out a little bit as we press the back heel into the floor. The calf muscle is getting a light stretch, and you can actively squeeze the muscles of the backside as you press down as well. And let's hold that stretch. One thing I've noticed is that nearly everybody is tight in the muscle at the back of the thigh. Pressing the heel further away and pressing the heel further down both create a stronger stretch. Let's try the other leg. Bearing in mind that this is a great time to stretch longer on the tighter side. Form is really important. Abdominals are held in. Head facing down so that the neck is not too tilted. So once you've achieved the form, turn away from me and hold that stretch with good posture. Let's draw it back in. A few little squats before the bands to open up the body. Let's try it in a number of ranges of movement, and remembering that the squats are best done with the knees tracking over the toes, particularly the second toe, and not letting the knees roll in or out. One big breath. Let the body gently come down. Tummy tight to unroll. And we're ready for the bands. Just a quick description of the properties of the bands before we start. There are 2 rings to the bands, and one side has 2 grips, one side has 1. Therefore, it's quite a variety of exercises you can choose. Just follow with me on one of these first ones and I'll show you what I mean. With a rotator cuff conditioning exercise, with the elbow held at 90 degrees, you can start providing a minor range of resistance with the hand close to the elbow that's working. For stronger resistance, just move the point of resistance away from the working hand and you'll increase the resistance applied. It's quite a strong exercise. Let's try it for the other side. So start with the hand closer. Get used to the feel of the resistance, the good form with the abdominals strong, chest high, elbow close to the waist. And as you move the resistance further away, it's a stronger exercise. So keep good form and try and keep it slow. Slower is certainly harder to do, much less gain from momentum. This same technique applies to tricep exercises. Having the hand closer down the body will make it a little bit easier. Very important that the palm faces down in any tricep exercise to engage those muscles in the back of the arm. To make it harder, draw the other hand further up the arm. Resistance applied is greater. Should start to feel this between the elbow and the armpit of the working arm. Let's swap hand positions with that one. Pushing down, keeping the elbow fairly much by the side. When the elbow lifts off the side, a lot of the work will go to the top of the shoulder, and most people are tight there already. Let's try that with the resistance further up. Stronger pressure needs to be applied. One more. Great. The band can also be used for shorter or longer range exercises. Example of a shorter range is using one ring. In this movement, the elbows will have to bend, but it's a good introductory exercise. A stronger version, as we have experimented with, is chest expansion, hands forward, strong work, pulling back, good straight wrists, but relaxed at the same time. That's great. Let's pause for a moment to take a stretch. Hands down to the knees and gently roll through. We're going to try that again. This time turning one shoulder down and gently looking the other way. Coming back to center and the other side. We'll do some more stretches at the end. Moving the band down to the feet. Now this is a good one to experiment with your foot on the foam part of the band here. Bringing one leg behind so that the toe is in alignment with the body. Abdominals very strong and a pull back action working from the shoulder blades. Much stronger than it looks, but a lovely balanced exercise. A harder version is to put your foot through the band, making the tension that little bit stronger, pulling your body into squatting form, drawing the pelvis in, the abdominals in, and working that little bit more from your upper back. That's great. So always come out of any exercise carefully. I'm bringing Kit in now to show some partner exercises with the Power 8s.
I'll work my outside thighs first by putting my weight on my left leg like this checking my alignment, cueing good abdominals, and then pressing the leg out to the side, like 1, 2, trying to keep the whole body still, 3, 4. To make it more challenging, I simply step a little further away from Janine and, still keeping the weight on the left leg, now the resistance in the band is much greater because it's stretched much tighter. 2, 3, 4. And in the same position, Janine can actually exercise her legs too. So now I'm stationary and she uses me as a support. Off you go. 1,
Toe facing forward, abdominals in. It's a good exercise. Weight evenly balanced to that supporting foot.
4,
Let's make it more challenging. Take the step out. Let's go again. Keep it
1,
strong.
2. That looks a bit too strong for you. 3,
That's good.
4. And now let's change legs. I'll just put my foot in this and take this one out. Janine does the same. And we work through the same sequence again. Okay, so I'll work my inside thighs this time. So, across the body. 1, 2, 3, 4. And
A little bit more resistance.
off you go. Oh, you want me to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
A bit more resistance here. You just want to see me fail. 1, 2, trying to keep the hips stable. 3, and the tummy pulled in. 4, and now it's your turn.
Okay, with less resistance, just trying to keep that leg straight and the leg moving directly across the body with the hips facing forward. If the hips turn out, you lose a lot of your work.
Notice how she's keeping the pelvis absolutely stable. Now a bit more resistance, I think. I'll just walk over the other side of the room here. 1,
That's a great exercise.
2. Very good for toning the inner thighs. 3, and 4. Just make sure when you try to get out of these things that you actually step close together.
Thank you. Let's take the band to the floor now and I'll give you some more options. Let's bring it into a seated row, a fantastic exercise on a number of levels. Abdominals, as always, drawn in tight, upper body, chest open, shoulders relaxed and down. Let's move forward with the abdominals still contracted. Just go as far as comfortable into the exercise, then pull back primarily from the shoulders and allowing just that gentle back straightening movement. Just listen to your body and what you're feeling here. Is there even pressure on both sides of the back? Are you pulling back evenly with both arms? A great exercise to help address any imbalances around the shoulder girdle. One more time. That's terrific. Let's just hold there to stretch for a moment because that's quite a strong exercise. So just let the hands creep carefully forward, roll the chin to the chest, and just come down as far as your body asks you to. When you come out of a stretch like this, always chin to chest. Let the body roll up naturally. Let's take it over to the side now. I want to give you an option, the exercise that Kit and I did, and that's to lie on your side, still with body in alignment, and the top hand down supporting you, and lift the leg in this way. It's actually a great thigh exercise, just not as hard on that supporting leg. You can still create quite a lot of resistance by pushing the ankle and the side of the thigh to lift the band. Just make sure that that toe stays pointing forward. As soon as the toe rolls out, you can see automatically that the work goes to the wrong muscles and the thigh work is lost and your ability to stabilise is lost. Let's take that over to the other side. You'll be able to see the hip alignment. That hip stays really stable at the top. If the hip moves, it's more likely that the hip joint's taking the work and the thigh isn't. So let's keep that joint really stable. Use the thigh to lift the leg. And let's keep it nice and balanced and slow. That's great. Terrific. Well, that's the workout with the power rack done. Let's take it off and get into some other floor work and some terrific stretching. Let's bring it back to the side of the body. A push-up is an exercise that most people don't like, but can be done reasonably with good form, just by allowing the abdominals to take your weight, elbow over the hand, and taking the pressure with both hands. To stretch out just some of those muscles, let's keep the palm up, reach over to the side, and lengthen the waist. That's a difficult exercise for you. You can also do it on the elbow and achieve some amount of stretching as well. Let's try that to the other side. We'll take the work first, hand under shoulder and elbow, supporting hand doing a lot of your work, good form with the abdominals, taking the work on both hands. Keeping the movement as slow and controlled as you can. Not a fast drop down or a fast return. One more time. That's great. So we can lift into a more advanced stretch with abdominals really strong. This is a great ab workout in itself. Or you can take it down to the elbow and achieve the stretch by reaching from the side of the waist. Let's gently turn that around and stretch our biceps and some of the wrist flexors by pressing the heel of the hands gently into the ground, keeping good body form. When you start your workout, it is likely that you will feel some tension in the wrists or forearms while the hands are getting used to the exercise. This is nicely alleviated by stretches such as this. In this one, you gently pretend the fingernails are stuck and that you're trying to pull the hands away. That's terrific. Now, a multifunctional exercise, if you have shoes on, is to gently help one leg up onto the other leg. Strong tummy muscles, walk the hands forward, and you'll feel a stretch in a number of muscles here. Maybe calf, maybe hamstring, it may be the back. Chin looking down is always the best position for the neck. And to the other side, the other leg, it may feel another stretch entirely, always coming into it with the same good posture, body tall. Walk the hands forward. Gently hold down. Let's bring it around. Coming on to the hands and the feet. Let's first of all give the back a gentle arch, opening up the muscles all throughout the back, opening up the chest. Let's roll through to the reverse. Hands underneath the shoulders, just to achieve that greater support base for the stretch. Now, we're going to lengthen the hip flexor muscles. If you find it difficult, please ask a partner to assist you here. But we're going to come up on one foot, knee over ankles. You may have a support next to you or a partner. What we want to do is gently roll the pelvis under to really open up those muscles in the front of the hip. As we get older, our bodies have gotten more used to sitting, and these muscles are always particularly tight, and that affects the lower back mobility quite a considerable amount. So we roll the pelvis under here, lift the body, come tall, and achieve that stretch right down the front of the hip. You can hold it for as long as you like on this one. As you swap over, also with support, knee over ankle, always the best approach to take. Then gently roll the pelvis under, lift the body, stretch those very important muscles of the hip. Let's slowly draw your body up. You may seek a partner, and I'll ask Kit to come in here to help slowly roll the body up. And we're going to finish just with a little bit of supported stretching. As we come up, let's do one of the most important stretches for the health of the lower back and the hips. It's called a hip flexor stretch. We're going to start by adjusting our posture, bringing the hip around. Usually we turn outward to the tighter side. Really important to keep that hip facing forward. Knee over the ankle. The pelvis tilted is what really achieves the stretch for you. Once in that position, with the support of the chair, you can bring your body more upright, and once again, a stronger stretch is achieved. Let's hold it for as far as comfortable and as long as comfortable. And you may even want to switch on the muscles of the backside and ensure that that core stabilisation is achieved with your abdominals. Whilst in this position, great time to stretch the hamstring, which is the back of the leg in front. Now, just by pulling the body away a little bit, a great stretch will be achieved for the hamstring. And even just trying to straighten the leg will provide the best stretch that you need. There's two ways to stretch the hamstring here. One is by trying to straighten the leg, keeping the body tall and the posture in the right position. And the second is by bending the trunk further towards the leg. That is a very strong stretch. As you become more flexible, you'll be able to straighten that leg a little bit more. Feels great. So let's try the other leg. Usually the same arm can support you, otherwise you may wish to change the position of the chair. Bring the knee forward over the ankle. Abdominals are strong, body is tall. Let's employ that little pelvic tilt, rolling the hip under, belly button towards the spine. Glutes, the muscles of the backside are switched on a little bit here. Then come tall. If you're not sure, you can check in a mirror, just that you reduce the lumbar spine by employing that pelvic tilt. You reduce the arch and make it that little bit straighter, which is once again a great stretch. Let's relax out of that position and turn the stretch towards the hamstring. Two ways: by attempting to straighten the leg, keeping the body nice and tall. Also, by trying to pull the trunk towards the leg. It's a good chance also to hold this stretch longer for your tighter side. Let's slowly release from that stretch. Let's use the chair to come on up. Always using your abdominals to stabilise any lifting action is a great balancing skill. I'm going to do a couple of big breaths to finish off. I'm going to draw the abdominals up, pull them in, Take the hands down to the knees and try and pull the tummy muscles in and stretch the back as you come up and relax the shoulders. Let's do it again. Bring the arms up. Gently squat into the heels of the feet, hands on the knees. Draw the tummy muscles in, chin to chest as you come up. One more time. Big breath up, squat into the knees, roll the hips under, squeeze your abdominals, lift up and relax. Thank you. That was a great workout and a terrific start to your exercise program. With your Power8 comes a terrific little booklet which provides lots of information and useful advice for using your Power8. There's safety tips, descriptions of exercises, and a number of wonderful ways to use it. Just take a read before you try the Power8.
A range of techniques are subtly incorporated into the total body format, and the wisdom of each of these is honoured. Tai Chi principles become involved to encourage whole body movements when turning, and to land down with emphasis in many movements. The Feldenkrais flavour comes through with a continuing emphasis on body awareness, and the Alexander technique is used for postural guidance and lengthening of the neck and spine. A strong theme of core stability is adopted, which is a major principle of Pilates. There is also specific stretches and movement guidance taken from Kit Laughlin's book, Stretching and Flexibility, and a range of poses taken from various yoga forms. There is a dance flavour to the class, which encourages flow and smoothness in movement and good fun.